I am so honored and excited to get a chance to talk to this guy, my special guest this morning, who is a lot of things. He's a loving husband. He's a loving father, a beautiful wife Jill, and their three daughters, and then in his spare time he does a little singing, songwriting, acting, film, TV, Broadway. He's an inventor, and he really is a great humanitarian. And I am happy to have Harry Connick Jr. as my guest. Good morning.
Good morning to you. How's it going?
It's going great. We actually have good weather for like a day in Michigan. So, what can I say?
I have to tell you, some of my fondest memories are from your state. I love cherries, and I know up there by Traverse City, there's like a bunch of. Is that where those cherries? Where they have that cherry festival?
Yeah, cherry festival. They had to cancel this year, sadly, but
right.
yeah.
Man, I love your state. The people are. I've been all over the state, and it's just a great place. I've had so much fun there.
Well, last time, and I was saying this off the air, that I saw you was at the Frederick Meyer Gardens, and
yep.
what a killer concert it was for a while till the storm came through. But
yeah, that's the worst. People, no matter what kind of music they're into, they save up their money or they plan things and. You got to cut it short. I don't like that, but hopefully we'll get back there, when all of this craziness ends.
This is crazy, I know. You've had such an incredible career. I mean, that has literally spanned a few decades. You are like the Energizer Bunny of entertainment, I think.
I think it helps when you really love what you do. You know that. I mean, you're so great at your job, and it's probably a pleasure to go to work, and it hits you often that this is a great blessing. I mean, this is what I wanted, and to be able to actually do what you want to do is something that I don't take lightly.
I think a lot of us in this business at a time or two will say, one day I may get a real job.
Exactly.
But when you love what you do and you're going in and doing it every day, that really is a blessing. You're special. I want to talk about your CBS special for a second in June. United We Sing, a Grammy tribute to the unsung heroes. Man, that was just killer. I mean, that was so heartwarming. That was a great. How'd that come about? How'd you form that?
Well, first of all, thank you. And here's what happened. I was this was going back like to maybe early April when the pandemic was really kind of getting its legs, and we were all at home. I was home with Jill and our three daughters, and I was thinking, boy, it sure would be nice to do something to thank these men and women who are kind of out there, making our lives better.
Yep.
And we were getting a lot of bad news, but also a lot of good news coverage on people like the healthcare workers. And I started thinking, like my sister's a doctor in the U.S. Army Reserve, and she's one of those healthcare workers. And I started thinking, what about all the other folks, like the people that are cleaning the hospitals and picking up our trash and driving the trucks? So I pitched an idea to CBS to drive across the country in an RV with my daughter, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we would be, real strict about social distancing and wearing masks, and no one came on the RV. And we had a film crew follow us, and I wanted to just say thanks to these people and give them some entertainment. I didn't want to do like a news piece where we were, doing these in-depth stories.
Right.
But I just wanted to give them some entertainment. So I called some of my friends from show business, and people like Sandra Bullock and Drew Brees, Oprah Winfrey, and Brad Pitt, Jamie Foxx, and they were on their iPads and they Zoomed these folks as a surprise. And then we had a bunch of music, and it was just a blast. It was really an honor for me and my daughter Georgia, who's a filmmaker who was documenting the whole thing. Just to be around these people was amazing.
Man, I mean, I loved every minute of it, and I remember especially the couple who got to meet Tim McGraw. They were the trucking couple, and they were just stunned. And the guy says, "I know who that is. I know who that is."
They were just so sweet, and those two truckers, that husband and wife team, they represent, every man and woman who is, keeping the supply chain going across this amazing country. I mean, those like some of us have the luxury of taking some time off and not enjoying, but staying in quarantine and enjoying the idea that we have some safety. Most of us don't, and those are the people that I wanted to thank.
Yeah, and you really did in a big, big way. And then that song that you did, that you closed it out with,
Right.
that people can get now, Stars Still Shine. That's beautiful, man.
Thank you. That was written directly for these men and women. Basically, the metaphor is even if there's a big storm rolling in, the stars are still kind of twinkling behind the clouds, and these men and women are doing the same thing. So I wrote the song for them. I recorded it kind of in my basement on my laptop, as you do these days when you can't get around other people. I had a bunch of incredible choir singers that I know do their parts individually at their homes, send them in, and then we recorded the song, and 100% of the proceeds are going to the Ellis Marsalis Center for Music. Ellis Marsalis was a great teacher and a great mentor of mine who died from COVID a couple of months ago, and right after Katrina, his son Branford and I started the New Orleans Musicians Village and then the Ellis Marsalis Center for Music. So all of the money from this song is going to that incredible cause.
Yeah, that's so cool. I didn't realize that he had died from COVID. That's so sad. I mean, what a legacy the Marsalis family has. So that's really cool. And anybody can download it through all the digital channels. You can get that song right now. You've been performing for so long, since what? You were 5 years old.
Oh, yeah, a long time.
But your mother was a judge. Your father was famous DA in New Orleans. So what happened? Why aren't you, prosecuting bad guys?
I honestly don't think my brain works that way. I love, the stories my mother and father had to tell, and, they had unbelievable careers. And my sister, who's she's a psychiatrist and she's an internist and she speaks 10 languages. Man, I'm glad I can do something. So I'm not gonna be choosy. You know what I mean? I'm glad I can play the piano and sing, because I think all the real hardcore brain power went to everybody else.
Well, at 3 you were learning keyboards, and then 5 you're performing already. So obviously there's a little bit of something special in there, and that was. You just latched onto that, and you were laser focused then from then on, right?
Yeah, it's something that was just fascinating to me. It's like you see kids go down a mountain on skis or pick up a tennis racket, and it's just funny how people gravitate toward different things. And for me, it was I was fascinated with pressing these little keys down and hearing these musical tones come out, and you could do all kinds of combinations and rhythms, and I just even now it's still fascinating.